Countdown has begun. Loading screen is up. LiquidSheth and LiquidRet against Team Wizards from Team Wizards. Zerg Terran and Zerg Zerg. And we are loaded here. And let me update that overlay for you guys. And if you want to introduce these guys out of BC.
Alright, I don't have a robot voice right now. I'm just looking at the chat. And I'd imagine every now and then with Skype you get a robot voice. But either way, in the northern spawn locations, we've got Team Wizards and Team Wizards. They are allying up, forming Team Wizards. One of them being the purple Terran, the other one being the pink Zerg. And then in the southern positions, we've got possibly the fan favorites here. LiquidSheth spawning as the blue Zerg, and LiquidRet spawning as the teal Zerg. So Zerg Zerg versus Zerg Terran.
I want to see some Hellions. Let's see some Hellions.
Yeah,
no crazy cheesy stuff yet. Looks like we are seeing 9 Overlord from each of these Zerg players. 2 more drones. I'm curious to see how long these two can go with being identical in the build orders. I can't even tell who's faster. Those drones are coming so fast. Looks like Ret is actually slightly ahead.
Yeah, Red ahead by like half a second there. And it is going to be Gas Burst coming out from Team Wizards, so it looks like you will be getting your wish. Meanwhile, it looks like Sheth actually is scouting. Maybe that's why Ret is a tiny, tiny bit faster, as a matter of fact. But he should be able to get in here and see that Gas Burst, so I think that does bode well for them. Meanwhile, we do have Gas finishing off here for Team Wizards. So it looks like he is going to be going for a pretty quick speed here. Looks like Sheth also taking his gas and throwing it at his pool, whereas Ret, he doesn't need gas. He's just going to go ahead and throw it on his pool. But now taking gas, so pretty similar openings across the board here.
And that's Ret for you. I'm surprised he even took a gas at all. I thought he'd just make 5 bases, all on minerals, just to drone up hard and then take all his gas at once. But it is on the way, and we're seeing the pink-green Wizards, which actually I need to change the color of. He's got his gas really soon, and he almost got it too soon. You're going to see 100 gas way before the spawning pool finishes. And that was unusual. I was taking a look at that as he was doing it. I don't see him pulling off drones right now. He's now at 100, and yeah, look at that. That gas was really fast.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's still not taking off, so he might be leaning towards going into a Baneling Bust. It might just be a bit of a mistake. Meanwhile, we do also have a Roach Warren coming up for Sheth, so I think that's a good choice. I mean, he got in there. He still actually got his drone up, so he even gets to see that factory goes down. So he knows that it's going to be Hellions, so definitely a good choice, whereas Sheth here is just starting his Link Speed, just playing a calm, regular game. It's really funny watching Sheth and Ret play a 2v2. It's like, yeah, they're both just playing like a normal 1v1 game. They're doing, you know, typical builds. Of course, this Roach Warren is fast, but otherwise, like, there's no temples here.
Yeah, man, if you're as good as them, as good as Ret and Sheth, that's all you have to do. Just play your normal game. Just pretend like it's a one-on-one, and then just somewhere down the road, just put your forces together and then attack. And we are seeing a bit of an attack here from LiquidSheth. 4 lings on 4 lings, a couple SCVs there as well, not choosing to get in the action. Actually, they are chasing. No, get back, SCVs.
Oh my god.
2 SCVs going down, and if that's any indicator of how good Team Wizards is, then I don't know about this game.
Yeah, that was a bit of a gif there, and Sheth now he's got 5 roaches in production, and a couple popping out now, and Sheth, actually Ret with the roaches, Sheth with the expansion. So, I mean, they're looking very solid here. They know exactly what's coming up. It looks like these Hellions aren't quite moving out quite yet. Maybe he wants to wait for a critical mass, but the roaches should be good to deal with this. I'm wondering if they're just going to go kind of for a straight-up bust, as these units are actually moving across the map. Actually, already showing up at the front door here are a couple roaches.
Yeah, and that early scout is really paying off. Those roaches are going to work wonders against those Hellions. You need to be careful with these slings, though, Sheth. You don't want to get those too close to those Hellions. You see he did lose a few. 4 more of them are in the red, but that supply depot is going to go down. Even if they try to run with his lings, I feel like Team Wizards has enough to defend against this. If the roaches, well, he's got a lot of roaches. I don't know. It's going to be close.
Yeah, I mean, if Ret's roaches can focus down the Hellions, then Sheth should be able to get in a good surround. It's going to be a little bit tricky, though, note about that. And I also will point out that Team Wizards actually canceled his Ling Speed in favor of getting these roaches out early on, so he is very committed, basically just going pure roaches. And taking a look at the worker count, that's why I'm curious about actually 15, 18, and 16 drones for all these guys. So all on a similarly kind of low economy, and look at this, going to take out these Stucco Rocks. want to get another base up, want to squeeze out some drones. Chef actually making 5 drones right now, so these guys aren't just going to try and go for a straight-up bust here. Just want to put on some pressure and then sit back and expand.
Yep, that's exactly right. His expansion is now working on getting saturated. Looks like 4 of them being rallied to those mineral patches. And, you know, even when he doesn't have the highest drone count to take advantage of these 2 bases, when you're going Ling, you're going to need that extra larva anyway. So it's great for production purposes and economy purposes as far as getting that early hatch goes. So we're going to see him thrive off of that in just a little bit, and it looks like Rhett actually taking the gold base, so both of them expanding while their opponents are both on 1 base. Pretty risky. Looks like Team Wizards is just going to bust down these rocks. I don't know if they're going to choose to move out after this.
Yeah, I think it's quite likely they'll just expand here. I don't know, though. They could definitely amp up that aggression. There is no command center preemptively getting built or anything, and the other thing that the Zerg players here are doing, the Zerg Brofesters, I should say, Red is just finished off his lair now, so he might be looking to tech up to any kind of infestors or anything. And also, Sheth actually moving across the map here. Looks like he wants to start taking out these structural rocks. I think that it's just a good play, even just leave a couple lings there, just to kind of imply a bit of pressure, make your opponents hesitate from moving out, because really they are expanding, they are droning. They don't really want to get attacked right now too much, and it looks like Team Wizards will be doing exactly that.
And once again, it's a balancing act. You've got to keep those Hellions away from the Roaches, and you've got to get those Lings away from the Hellions. And here come Team Wizards. Pretty menacing Roach Hellion force. Couple Marauders in there. They do not have Stim, however, and that's going to be pretty huge. Lots of Roaches from Ret and from Sheth. Here they are engaging on the choke. Not the best angle for Sheth and Ret. You can see a lot of Roaches dancing around in the back. Marauders dishing out tons of damage while those Roaches from Team Wizards soak it up. More Lings coming from Sheth in the back, a bit too late, although there's not too many Hellions left. Actually, there's 7 Hellions left, and those Lings are getting toasted, but the Roach count is just too high for Sheth and Red.
Yeah, those Lings got taken in pretty quick, but they were dealing with some reinforcing units in the center of the map, which I think is kind of a better play than engaging like 8 Hellions. So they handily defend that attack, and taking a look at the supplies, everybody about even around 67 supply, but who is it? Team Wizards, his Zerg player, is actually down around 46, and he, of course, is only on 1 hatch production, and this Roach counterattack might even prove to be too much.
Yeah, those more Hellions out. He's got 10 Hellions now. There's not many Lings to really use those Hellions effectively, and there's a lot of Roaches, even with those Marauders in the back. There's no stamina. I think the Zerg force is just going to walk right over Team Wizards. Even if it doesn't, they've got 2 bases apiece. They're looking pretty right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great example of just showing the power of, you know, just being a solid 1v1 player, having those good mechanics, having a basic understanding of just the game in general, and translating that into 2v2. And they've, you know, done a great job even taking what many people would say, hey, Zerg versus Zerg, that is pretty garbage. But they're doing a great job in a commanding position right now, very drastic supply lead. And their opponents just on the complete back burner.
Yeah, and it looked like they might be able to clean it up, but in come 7 more Roaches from Ret. Harp's accounts from Ret and Sheth, actually not too much higher, 35 and 27 to 32 and 20. And that doesn't even matter at this point. Roach is cleaning up the last of the Marauders in a GG from Team Wizards. LiquidSheth and LiquidRet taking it with just tons of Roach pressure. And the series is now 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0. A pretty back and forth game there. I want to say that was one of our closer games. Felt like a pretty textbook game in terms of how it played out. It was like, well, a lot of Roaches versus some Roaches, some Hellions, some Marauders, and well played from Brett and Chef.
Yeah, I saw those Hellions and I got excited. I was thinking Hellions against 2 Zerg, man, this is going to be awesome. They're going to take out all those Lings, but Sheth, he did make about 20 Lings or so, but after that he just went straight Roaches. That was a smart move. The Hellions, for the most part, didn't do that much, and he just didn't have enough Marauders to deal with the Roaches. They just won with superior macro and a little bit better unit choice.